All right, let's jump straight into it. Welcome to today's explainer, where we are putting a magnifying glass on a super fascinating, incredibly concise piece of source material. It basically acts as a strategic playbook for our immediate future. We're decoding what is essentially the 2026 side hustle blueprint, and its core focus: to help individuals identify highly lucrative secondary income streams, specifically within the United Kingdom and United States markets for the year 2026. This explainer is going to break down exactly how this short little document aims to completely rewire your financial strategy. We're going to guide you through the psychology it uses, the different tiers of income it lays out, and ultimately the really clever conversion strategy hiding right inside it.
Bam. The document definitely does not ease you in. It literally hits you right between the eyes with its very first line. If you're not making extra money in 2026, you're missing out. I mean, wow, right? The author is intentionally, heavily leaning into FOMO here, the fear of missing out. By pinning this statement to a specific year, 2026, it manufactures this intense, almost artificial sense of urgency. It's essentially telling you that the economic ground is shifted, that the old baseline for financial stability is gone, and that just relying on a single paycheck is pretty much a relic of the past. It's a genuinely brilliant way to instantly grab your attention, because let's face it, absolutely no one wants to feel like they're being left behind in a fast-moving economy.
So I actually want to take that exact hook and bounce it right back to you. Are you missing out in 2026? And look, this isn't just a fun rhetorical device. It's a really vital checkpoint for your own personal financial standing. The source document uses this specific framing because it forces an immediate, on-the-spot moment of self-reflection. When you read that, you instinctively do a quick mental audit of your current income streams, don't you? You ask yourself, wait, do I actually have a secondary avenue of capital? If your answer is no, well, the source just successfully planted a problem in your mind. It found a gap in your financial armor, and conveniently, it's now totally prepared to solve it for you. Grasping this specific psychological tactic is absolutely crucial because it sets the whole stage for the solutions that follow. The document's entire aim is to motivate people to capitalize on modern earning opportunities, and that spark starts right here with this one question.
Okay, so once that problem is firmly established in your head, the blueprint doesn't waste any time. It immediately hands over the solutions, laying out 3 highly validated pillars of today's gig and creator economy. It identifies the truly lucrative streams for 2026 as Uber and DoorDash, freelancing, and digital products. Now notice how incredibly lean this list is. There's zero fluff here. Actually, it's brilliant, because the source isn't giving you 50 theoretical, maybe they work ideas. It hands you 3 extremely practical routes that are already deeply baked into our current culture. It's a perfectly concise roadmap covering almost the whole spectrum of side income generation. But as we dig a little deeper, you'll see these aren't just randomly thrown together options. They actually represent fundamentally different approaches to making money.
What's super fascinating here is how the source divides the modern economy into 2 totally distinct lanes. On one side, you've got the immediate app-based gig economy, specifically calling out heavy hitters like Uber and DoorDash. These are highly systemic, algorithmic environments. The platform calls all the shots, they dictate the terms, they set the pricing, and they funnel the customers right to you. Then, on the other side of the fence, you have independent ventures. Think freelancing and selling digital products. This lane, well, this one requires you to build your own infrastructure from the ground up, hunt down your own clients, and basically run as a standalone, independent business. By putting both on the table, the guide smartly acknowledges that different people have different risk tolerances and barrier to entry needs when navigating this new professional landscape.
Let's zoom in on that first lane for a second. Uber and DoorDash. These represent the highly accessible, immediate action tier of this blueprint's roadmap. Why are these specific apps highlighted as top-tier hustles for 2026? 2 words: zero friction. Assuming you've got a smartphone, some sort of transport, and can pass a basic background check, you can honestly activate this income stream before your morning coffee even gets cold. You do not need to build a fancy brand, and you definitely don't need to market yourself. You literally just turn on the app and start fulfilling local demand. The blueprint drops these in here to make sure there's a viable right now option for readers who need to boost their financial standing today without needing the massive runway it takes to launch a business from scratch.
But let's say you're ready to move past those immediate app-based gigs. The source material then sketches out this really clear evolutionary progression into independent work. Step 1 is freelancing. This is where you take whatever specific skills you already have, maybe you're great at writing, coding, or graphic design, and you sell that expertise directly to clients. It's a solid step up, but the true deep strategy of this blueprint, that is revealed in step 2, digital products. This is kind of the holy grail of the side hustle evolution. Why? Because with digital products, you completely decouple your time from your earning potential. You build the asset once and you can sell it an infinite amount of times. The source just brilliantly maps out this journey from trading your time for money on an app, to trading specialized skills for higher pay, to ultimately creating highly scalable digital assets.
All right, now we get to the really clever part. The true intention of this entire source material reveals itself in the final conversion step. It simply says, comment side if you want ideas. Listen, if you spend literally any time on social media, you have definitely seen this tactic. After agitating the problem and showing you this cool evolutionary roadmap, the blueprint suddenly pivots. See, this text wasn't ever meant to just be a static, helpful little encyclopedia. No, it's a dynamic funnel. By asking the reader to comment a specific keyword, the creator instantly transitions the whole interaction from you just passively reading into an active, two-way dialogue.
And honestly, this elegantly illustrates the exact underlying mechanics of modern digital marketing. By deploying this very specific call to action, or CTA, the author isn't just looking for a few likes or some generic engagement. They are actively casting a net for highly qualified leads. They're trying to figure out exactly who in their audience is genuinely motivated to start a side hustle right now. This immediately opens the door for them to offer personalized financial advice or pitch some targeted coaching. It's a perfect example of how modern financial guidance actually works out in the wild. It's not just about broadcasting free information, it's about prompting the audience to take a definitive, trackable action that pulls them straight into a specialized sales funnel.
So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with the ultimate question that this whole blueprint is driving at. What is your secondary income strategy for navigating 2026? We've unpacked how the source hooks you with FOMO, how it lays out the super accessible gig options like Uber and DoorDash, and how it builds that evolutionary ladder up to freelancing and scalable digital products. We've even decoded the sneaky, persuasive mechanics designed to push you right into their funnel. But listen, at the end of the day, a blueprint only works if you actually build something with it. The professional landscape is shifting under our feet. Are you going to rely on a single stream of income, or are you going to design a multi-layered financial strategy? Take a hard look at your skills, your free time, and your financial goals, and ask yourself where you fit into this 2026 framework. Thank you so much for hanging out with me to unpack this fascinating guide. Keep learning, keep analyzing, and I will see you in the next explainer.